Picture this. You travel back in time to December 21st, 1891, to Springfield, Massachusetts, and witness the very first game of basketball to ever be played. This would be a sight to see, as according to History.com, December 21st, 1891, in Springfield, Massachusetts, was the date and place of the very first basketball game. Granted, the game would likely look nothing like it does today, as it would lack the emphatics, World Wide Web of fans, and even a backboard. However, the materialistic parts of this game are not the only aspects that have changed since the invention of basketball. In fact, almost all aspects of the game have changed dramatically over time, including what the correct shooting form looks like. Hello, my name is Claire Medley. I have played basketball for over 10 years and have been a basketball coach for over 3 years, a time during which I've spent countless hours perfecting, teaching, and practicing the perfect basketball shooting form. Proper shooting form is very important because it will allow you to be more consistent in your shooting ability. By the end of this video, my goal is to inform you on how to properly shoot a basketball by showing you what to do and what to avoid over the course of 16 steps. When this video is over, I hope that you will be able to shoot a basketball with proper shooting form, or at least begin to grasp the basics of a proper shooting form. Before we jump into the in-depth steps of how to shoot properly, we need to cover the basics, like what materials you will need to ensure your success. To learn how to shoot properly, you will need a basketball and a standard basketball hoop to practice shooting on. It is also important that you keep an open mind during this process, as learning how to shoot correctly is a challenging skill. Once you have these two essentials and an open mind, it is time to get started. Step 1. Grab your basketball and walk onto the basketball court. Step 2. Stand directly in the middle of the first 2 dashes of the basketball key, which is the big rectangular square near the basketball hoop, and face the hoop. Now it is time to focus on your stance. Step 3. Correct your stance so that your feet are directly below your shoulders. Step 4. Simply place the basketball in your dominant hand. Step 5. Choose a singular line on the basketball and align your pointer, middle, and ring fingers along that single line that is carved into the ball, as seen here. Step 6. Rotate your dominant hand so that your wrist lays flat and your fingers point away from the basket. Your wrist and hand should not be tense. Step 7. Push your fingers toward the center of your palm so that the ball lays just above your palm and rests on your fingertips. It is important that 2 of your fingers from your non-dominant hand should be able to fit between the ball and your palm. It is also important that the ball is resting on your fingertips, not your palm. Now that your dominant hand is ready to go, it is time to set up your non-dominant hand. Step 8. Bring your non-dominant hand to the non-dominant side of the basketball to prevent the ball from falling out of your hand. Avoid letting your non-dominant hand help shoot the ball. If you complete your form and realize that both of your wrists are flicked, then you are using your non-dominant hand incorrectly. Step 9. Bend your knees until your legs create about a 45-degree angle between you and the ground. Your legs should be the source of the power behind your shot. Avoid letting the power in your shot come from your arms. Step 10. Now that we are in the ready position, it's time to think about our aim. This is when you should lock eyes with the metal screw in the back of the rim. This screw can be seen in all standard basketball hoops. By staring at this point, you are telling your arms where to aim. Do not let your eyes wander to the ball after you have let go of the ball. Step 11. It's time to shoot. Extend your legs and dominant arm simultaneously, while your non-dominant hand stays at the same height. This will launch the ball toward the basket. Step 12. However, the shooting form is not complete even when the ball is in the air. The proper form is more complicated. As such, your follow-through should consist of a particular motion. In order to visualize this motion, imagine that you are a small child trying to reach into a cookie jar that is sitting on top of a tall counter. Notice how my elbow is not overextended and my wrist is not strained. It is important that you are relaxed while doing this. Step 13. As you complete this shooting form, you should feel that the last part of your body to touch the ball is your dominant hand pointer finger, as this will allow for the proper rotation of the ball. A trick to ensure that this is happening can be performed by lightly pinching your dominant hand pointer finger before shooting. This way, you are much more aware of when the ball leaves your pointer finger. Step 14. Once you complete your shooting form, stand there holding this follow-through for 2 seconds. While this is not applicable in-game, holding the follow-through ensures that you will continue through to the end of the shooting motion. Step 15. When your shot is complete, your wrist and fingers should directly point to the basket as seen here. If you allow your wrists to fall to one side or another, it will cause you to miss. If you miss, do not beat yourself down. Basketball is a difficult sport, and making baskets is not an easy feat, as according to StatMuse.com, the estimated league average field goal percentage, or percentage of shots made, of NBA players in the 2020-2021 season was 46.6%. Even the best of the best miss more than half their shots. So keep your head up and keep trying. Step 16. This is the final step. Get your rebound and continue to practice the strategy until you begin to consistently swish the ball. A perfect swish indicates that the ball is getting the correct rotation and that you are using the correct amount of force. To recap, today we covered the do's and don'ts of a proper shooting form, including aspects such as how wide your stance should be, where you should look, and how your dominant and non-dominant hands should work together to produce a proper shooting form over the course of 16 steps. After following these steps, I hope that you have developed a proper shooting form, or have developed a better understanding of what a proper shooting form looks like, and are able to use these tools to help develop your shot. No matter how challenging and novel this new process may seem, just remember that you are already a pro compared to those kids we witnessed playing the same game in Springfield, Massachusetts on that beautiful December day in 1891.